Hello everyone, it's Sally, your IELTS teacher with West London Tuition Academy. And I've got a little bite-sized lesson for us today to think about. What's our topic? Let's have a look. Well, it's describing a graph of trends over time. So this is more of a teaching than just a skills tip kind of video for you today. So we are going to think very much particularly about the vocabulary that you can use to describe our graphs and trends over time. So this, remember, is writing task 1 of the IELTS. Now, that often is describe, compare, contrast, graphs, charts and this kind of thing, trends. So let's think how we can do this. See if you know some of these answers. Well, this is the exam question, very common type of writing task 1 exam question. It's a line graph. So it's asking us here to, the graph shows information about technology usage in the UK over time. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting on the main features, important, and make comparisons where relevant. So this is a very typical sort of writing task 1. So how do we do that? How are we going to summarize the information and selecting and reporting just the main features? Well, of course, we need to talk about these trends here. So how do we do that? Well, we need to be able to describe trends. So what today we're going to think about is more vocabulary that you can use to help you pass this test when you are having to describe trends. I'll show you what I mean. So there we are. This is an answer to that fantastic chart that we just looked at. This is the answer. Let's read it together. The graph shows the rate at which British people adopted new technology over a 15-year period from 2000 to 2015. The figures are given as percentages of the population. So first of all, they're writing the overview. Overall, there was widespread adoption of new technology during these years. Nearly 9 out of 10 people in the UK were online by 2015. The figures for having broadband in the home, ownership of a smartphone, and use of social media platforms were all high that year too, at around 70 to 80%, and nearly half of the population owned a tablet. The only exception to this is smartwatch ownership, which remained comparatively low at 5%. If we look at the trends over time, we can see that the uptake of new technology increased dramatically in this period. For example, internet usage tripled and social media usage grew strikingly by 78 percentage points. Smartphones and tablets appeared in 2010, and similarly, these followed a steep upward trajectory. However, for some products, the graph media usage, for example, for some products, the graph shows that the growth slowed down noticeably. And after an initial surge, social media usage, for example, was near zero in 2005 and shot up to 52% in 2010, before climbing more slowly to 80 percentage points in 2015. Also, broadband subscription rose steadily by 30 percentage points every 5 years to 2010. but by a modest 4 percentage points after then. In contrast, the newer technologies, such as tablets, showed no sign of leveling off. Ownership of all the technologies was increasing, and it will be interesting to see when it peaks. So it's a very good answer to that question. That's probably a 9. That's like as good as you can get. It's a perfect answer. But we're going to think about various elements of this answer so that you guys can really get a good score in your writing part 1. So the top tips for this is 1, and we did a video on this, so have a look if you haven't seen it. Give a brief introduction to the paragraph. Give a brief introduction in paragraph 1 and a summary so that you can also give a summary in your final paragraph as well. Top tips number 2, use adverbs and adjectives to give opinions or to comment on how big changes these are. Now remember, these often co-locate with the verbs and nouns for trends. Number 3, make generalized descriptions of the data. These are sometimes easier to make sense of than exact percentages. 4, use specific verbs for describing trends. And 5, make comparisons between different features of the graph. But today, that's a lot to learn, and it's many lessons just to do part 1, writing part 1 of describing a graph. But let's just do one part of that today. Let's look at number 4. Use specific verbs and nouns for describing trends. Okay, so this time it's up to you. I am going to read some verbs or adjectives or nouns, and you have to tell me what do they mean. So every one word that we're going to look at today either means A, a big decrease, B, a decrease, C, no change, D, an increase, or E, a big increase. All right, so what do you think our first word means then? To plunge or a plunge? Can you tell me which one? To plunge or a plunge? What did you write? Should we see if you got it right? Okay. Yes, to plunge is a big decrease. Literally, you plunge into the water. So it's a big decrease. Let's try the next one. To decline or a decline. What am I describing? Have a look at our options. Which one do you think it is? Yeah, to decline is just a decrease. You know, it doesn't mean a particularly big decrease. Then you would have to say a big decline, but decline is just a decrease. Try another one. To soar, it's a verb only. You can't use this as a noun because it would mean something else. But to soar, the verb, what does it mean? Big, decrease, a decrease, no change, an increase, a big increase. Yay, well done if you said it's a big increase. For example, we talk about a plane soars into the air. So it's going it's increasing a lot. It's a big increase. Good. Let's try more. To grow, verb, or growth would be the noun. What is it? Do you know? Shout it out. Yeah. Growth just means an increase. We don't know if it's big or small, but we do know if it's growth or it's to grow, it's an increase. Try one more. To shoot up. What do we think? A, B, C, D, or E? Tell me. Yeah, it's a big increase. You know, we could say the the amount of usage of smartphones shot up. So using past of to shoot is shot, of course. It shot up. So it was a big increase. To level off or a level off. To level off is the verb. What do we think? Is it a big increase, a decrease? Do you know it? Well, it's no change. If something leveled off, it just went the same way. We could say sales of smart watches leveled off in 2015, for example. There was not much change. Let's see one more. To drop or a drop. So to drop would be the verb. A drop would be the noun. What is it? Do you know? Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, to drop is a decrease. Yeah, a decrease. To rise or arise would be the noun. Yeah, of course, it's an increase. If it rises, it's an increase. We don't know how much it is. It's just it could be big or it could be small. It's just an increase. How about surge, though? To surge is the verb, or a surge. We could say there was a surge in internet usage during the pandemic, for example. Yeah, it's a big increase. When we talk about a surge, it's a lot of things happening at once. It's a big increase. So a surge or to surge. Plummet. Have you heard that word before? It's only a verb. So something plummets. What is it? Big increase, a decrease, no change, an increase or a big increase? Do you know? Yeah, it's a big decrease. Something plummets down. It's really, so it's coming down, a very big decrease. So what could we say would plummet? We could say, what could we say? Sales of lipstick plummeted during the pandemic because everyone was wearing a mask. I wasn't wearing lipstick during the pandemic. So we could say that sales plummeted. They went down very quickly, a big decrease. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. There is this chart that you can fill in as well. I think it would be great. You can also try and describe big sudden changes using these words. Do it in your own time. Pause, give it a go, check your answers. You know, this is the way to expand your vocabulary. And if you can use good vocabulary, good grammar, you are going to get those good results, guys. So, you know, it's like anything. Practice makes perfect. I know you can do it. Good luck, work hard, and, you know, maybe come to us. Maybe you could think about doing an IELTS course online. I would love to teach you. So get in contact with us. You can email us, WhatsApp, all the information below. And if not, subscribe to our channel. I'll have lots more tips and lessons for you, all things IELTS related. Bye now. See you next time. Bye.